Hey V's, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are making a absolutely luscious, ultra-rich Meadowfoam body cream. So Calgary is always pretty dry, but in the last couple weeks I've noticed we've gone from pretty dry to really dry. Like, climb out of the shower and your skin is just like, moisture, help! And so that is why I developed this lotion. So there's a couple kind of special things going on here. Big thing number one that makes this a really nice rich lotion is that it has sort of a larger oil part than I would typically do. So as a result, this is a very thick, rich looking cream, and so you definitely can't put it in a pump top bottle, but it's so gorgeous and like spreadable and luxurious. It's ooh. Just because something is rich doesn't mean it has to be greasy, and keeping this concoction non-greasy for me was really important because I find that when I make greasy things, I just don't use them. I always sort of gravitate towards lighter, faster absorbing lotions or balms. And so even though this is quite rich and thick and it looks, looks absolutely decadent and quite heavy, it's really not. Once you rub it into the skin, it sinks in really quickly, and you can see that it visibly plumps and hydrates your skin, but it doesn't leave it feeling greasy. So if you are putting this on before going to bed, you don't have to worry about greasing up your sheets, which huge plus in my books. I've included some awesome ingredients in this lotion. So our sort of two starring oils are Meadowfoam seed oil and cupuacu butter. And so Meadowfoam seed oil is really just like a nice, light, antioxidant-rich oil that sinks into the skin quickly, doesn't have a lot of scent to it, and it's easily substituted. So information on that and other substitutions, please check the written blog post. There is a lot more information there because it's, of course, much easier to write everything down and then go back and edit it. So if you want information on substitutions, that's the place to check. And then cupuacu butter is just so wonderful for dry skin. It can hold over 400% its weight in water, which is incredible. So not only does it help stabilize our emulsion, but it really helps with like absolutely gorgeous, deep skin hydration. It's beautiful. And if you suffer from quite dry skin, or you live somewhere quite dry, or heaven forbid, both of those things, I really, really, really recommend having it around. You'll also find some great humectants in here. There's vegetable glycerin and panthenol or vitamin B5, which also helps with skin irritation, which can be really, really lovely when your skin is just really, really unhappy. And there's some hydrolyzed oat protein to really help keep your skin moisturized and happy. But as with all lotions, this one is sort of a two-parter. We've got the water part and the oil part, and we'll heat them and hold them separately before combining them and then blending them with our stick blender to make this really beautiful, thick, rich cream. We'll add our cool down ingredients, so our preservative and our vitamin E. And then if you'd like to include an essential oil, you can. In the end, I decided not to because the smell of my unrefined cupuacu butter really sort of scented the final product, and I didn't really want to fight with that smell. But if you use unscented or refined cupuacu butter, if you use one of the substitutions that I have listed on the blog, which is linked in the description box below, then you can absolutely feel free to include whatever essential oils your skin loves. But come on, let's get started. We'll begin by creating our water part and our oil part. So in here I have 65 grams of distilled water, and to that I'm going to add 3 grams of vegetable glycerin, 2 grams of powdered panthenol, and 1 gram of hydrolyzed oat protein. For our oil part, you're going to need 6 grams of Polawax, 14 grams of Meadowfoam seed oil, 7 grams of cupuacu butter, and you can use shea butter instead or mango butter, 3 grams of Penstia powder, and 3 grams of cetyl alcohol. Now to melt everything and get everything heated through to the point where we can combine them, we're going to pop everything in a water bath. So this is a wide, flat-bottomed saute pan that has about 1 inch or 3 centimeters of water in the bottom of it. And I'm just going to pop both measuring cups in here and go put this on the stovetop over medium heat for about 25 minutes until the oil part is all melted through and the water part is heated and everything has dissolved. About 20 minutes later, and everything is melted through and heated through. So in the oil phase, you can see that the Penstia powder didn't melt. Well, it's not going to, but once we start blasting with the immersion blender, it will incorporate. So don't be fooled by that and leave it on trying to melt forever and ever, because it's not going to. And then here's our water part. And we're going to pour the water part into our oil part. A quick stir and blend. All right, I'm gonna leave that to cool for about 10 minutes and come back and blend it some more. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. You can see it's kind of thickening up on the top. Needs to be blended a bunch more to keep that nice and uniform. All right, that looks absolutely lovely, as you can see. It's still quite warm though, so I'm gonna leave this to continue to cool for another 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so it's been about 15 minutes and this is pretty cool to the touch here. And you can see it's really, really thick. Do not try to put this in a pump top bottle. That will not work. We're going to incorporate our preservative and our vitamin E here. So you can see those are pretty small amounts. This is 0.15 grams of vitamin E. So I'm just gonna put a bit of cream in here and then incorporate that and then transfer it back. So that helps us pick up all of that little bit of vitamin E, and that'll help keep our oils from oxidizing on us. And then we're going to do the same thing with our preservatives. This is 0.5 gram of liquid germall plus. Now, it was my original intent to put some essential oils in here, but I find I can smell the cupuacu butter quite strongly, so I thought I would test it on my skin first and see if I can smell the cupuacu butter and if I think essential oils are warranted. You can see it's super, super, super thick, but it's really, really silky. Oh, that's gorgeous. And I can definitely still smell that cupuacu butter. So I think I'm going to leave mine unscented. My original plan was to do a blend of lavender and chamomile for something just sort of calming, since I know I plan on usually putting this on before I go to bed after I've had a shower or a bath. If you do want to include essential oils, you are of course more than welcome to, and I would recommend using deodorized cupuacu butter if that's the route you want to go, because it is quite a distinctive smell, sort of cocoa butter-ish. And I find it doesn't pair terribly well with a lot of other essential oils because it has a bit of a tangy note to it. I don't know, I don't really mind it, but you might. So I'm just gonna pop this in a jar. So this is a 100 milliliter glass jar from Voyageur. And you can really see here why a pump top bottle is not going to be suitable. This is 100% like a cream, heavy duty cream. Like suck it dry winter weather. And there you go, you just made a beautiful ultra rich Meadowfoam body cream. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and check the description box below for the full written recipe, where you'll also find links to this recipe on my blog, which is where I have tons of information about substitutions and alternatives, and links to all of the ingredients and also all the equipment I used. See you next time.